Where am I? Good morning. Give me 1 second. I'm just adding some links that I wasn't able to yesterday. This is my Patreon information. Yeah, I didn't have my tablet with me, so I couldn't add links. I'm sorry. Which is weird because I didn't have my tablet with me all day yesterday, and I was completely off on everything. And that's my Ko-fi. Okay, so the Patreon, I'm giving you information because I had a couple of you guys reach out to get the link so that you could look at it. I mentioned yesterday that I'm going to be changing the tiers and a little bit of this structure a little bit. That's mostly what I'm going over today. I'm going to be writing out all the information for it. I'm adding a new tier that has not only you going over interfacing on how you could change it for the bag that we're creating that month, but we're also going to be making an accessory. And I do a cut, we'll be cutting out video together. Currently, we don't cut out the bag at all together. It's their assignment. And during the modification, I briefly go over what other interfacings they can use, but generally we stick to the same interfacing. I usually tell people what to avoid because everyone's to go to is Decaville Light. And although I love it, I don't believe it belongs in every bag. Um, so I wanted to create a tier where it's a little bit more in detail for trying to like kind of do an advancement of your bag making skills. So that way you get to see how I cut. Because a lot of people are like, oh, Shnova, you sew really fast. But people are not aware that I cut really, really slow. I take my time and really, I really trust the process of cutting and prepping. I think if you have the right prep work, sewing is a breeze for anyone. So sewing's that prep work is really important. So I get to in this new tier, we're going to do prep work, go over modifications, of course, and we're going over like stabilizers and interfacing what we should and should not do for this bag and the reasons why, and accessories. Some months will be a wallet, months will be pouches, sometimes it'll be key fobs, sometimes it'll be like the little I'm like obsessed because they always sell out for me. Like they're like a little pouch with a swivel hook. Those things sell out so fast at conventions. So they could be in the same fabric or the same style that you're making the bag. So that could be something that you could offer to the person you're giving the bag to or selling the bag to. So I wanted to give you that information. Oh, you were watching the Trinket Tote video. Oh, that I haven't seen that. I'm definitely gonna look at that. I like looking at different totes. I'm always in the habit of trying to find a tote that is like I have an idea of like what I feel like a perfect tote is. I just want to sit down with someone that writes and be like, this is what I think. So and go for it. Oh, Carolina Stitches. Yes. I have her there's a couple things I have from her. I have her tag measurements. She has this really brilliant tag thing where it's like 3/8, 1/4 of an inch, and a half inch, where you place your tag so your tag doesn't get sucked into the seam allowance. I have her credit card where you could check each credit card slot, and there's like a perfect dash line to show like either I think it's 1/4 of an inch or 1/8. Yes, it's my real hair. That's really rude to ask, Vicky. um, so Yeah, I have her that. She has really crafty tools. Oh, for that little bitty backpack. Okay, yeah. I might have to look at that. I seen it on my timeline. And of course I've seen Amber's. There's a bag Amber was making. Yeah, I seen on IG, and I was like, I need to make that bag. It looks super cute. She kind of made it look like a gingerbread house a little bit. Thank you. So, yeah, that was yesterday. Yesterday was pure chaos. I started sewing the minute I got off of the live, and I did not finish until like almost 7 o'clock. And then I think I crashed early because I wanted to see SNL because Martin Short was hosting it, and I fell asleep too early, and I only caught like when I woke up, I only seen the last 5 minutes of like 15 minutes of it. Yeah, it's 28 degrees over there, dude. You're lucky. It is 17 degrees in Columbia right now. Oh, okay. That's like small got me a gift bag. Sincerely, Jen is so cute too. I know these tiny little little bags are adorable. I like them. I think that people really like tiny bags for whatever the reason is, and it's I don't know why. They're just cute, and I think tiny bags are difficult to sew to me. They're very difficult to sew. So I think if you got it down packed and you can sew it, do it because it's not an easy sew. Like I know a lot of people when I make the Magdalena, the mini Magdalena, I'll have people messaging me like, "How did you get a perfect circle?" and whatever, and that is just pure patience. Yeah, the weather is odd. It is cold right now. It is a whopping. Let me look at it. Okay, hold on. It was 17 degrees when I started. It is a whopping, I'm sorry, it's 20 degrees now. And where I live in Maryland, it's generally colder than a lot of other places in Maryland. Not like Boonesboro or whatever, but it is 20 degrees in Columbia, Maryland right now. But when I started, it was 17. So 17 in the NYC. Yeah. What's my plans for Christmas? We just open up gifts and hang out, and we order Chinese food every year. That's our tradition. Hello. So I'm going to show you my Ishmael bag because you guys said you wanted to see why it's finished. I made one in black too. They're, I'm not going to lie, I had every single pattern piece. And by the time I was making the third one, my husband puts them in these Ziploc bags and then I can't get them out. um, by the time I made the black one, I kind of was feeling the pattern. First, I was like, I hate you with all my heart. Okay. It's 58 degrees and it's 5:30. So, ooh. All right. So, let me fluff them out. All right. So, this is the front of the bag. Okay. Hold on. Sorry about that. I have to kind of fluff them out. My husband had them squished in a bag. Okay. All right. So, this is the front of the bag. Okay, this is duck canvas. There is a hidden zipper pocket. This duck canvas frayed so much, I had to give mini trims throughout the whole entire bag. My room is full of duck canvas threads. I have duck canvas in my hair. I have duck canvas everywhere, and it is not fun. This is not a Dr. Seuss take. This is what it is. Okay, so you have that you have a front hidden pocket. Then you have your main compartment. Your main compartment has this really cool zipper, hidden zipper. This is the coolest thing. So I made two pockets. These pockets expand in the front. Hold on. These two pockets, okay, these two pockets kind of expand in the front so you can put another water bottle or something a little bit bulky because of the um of the no, they gave me a bag and told me to replicate it, and I did, and then I modified it. This had no pattern. This had no pattern pieces. This had no instructions. This is just Shinova at her raw state of panic mode. Okay. So they have elastic pockets. so that way you can put other things in here and they'll be held nice and tight. Now what you see in here is this is that part that I told you that was interesting, because they showed in the gusset there was 2 pockets here, but they're in the lining. And the reason why they're like that is because there is pockets in the side of the gusset, which I am so going to teach in my Patreon. I've been wanting to put something inside a gusset, and I finally learned how to do it. And that is going to be a lesson in 2025, no, hands-on. Like, I think it's the coolest thing. So the first pocket that you see in here is a smaller one. You could possibly put a cell phone in here, like a small flip phone, but I think it's really mostly for like small small little things like candies or like tickets or something small that you're not, or like, you know how you have when you're in the airport and you get the stubs, you can roll it up and put it in here and just call it a day. I lose my my printouts like immediately when I go from the airport, every single time, and I'll put it in my hoodie or something and I'll just like disappear. So then on the side, this is the money shot, guys. It's neoprene in here, and you can stick, I don't have a water bottle. You can stick like a water bottle or something, a Coke bottle inside here. And that's why it's, you can see that in the front. And because it's neoprene, it keeps whatever is hot and cool, and it doesn't sweat it at all. And then it's on the inside. Let me switch back to the inside view. You don't see it because it has a different lining on the inside so that it merges and blends in with the bag. This bag, I'm telling you, if you're gonna need, if you have a straight stitch or semi-industrial, you're gonna need your semi-industrial and then your domestic. You will be going back and forth. I went back and forth a million times. I literally was playing duck, duck, goose with my machines. I'm not even playing. But was it worth it? Heck yes. There's not one bag that has this. Name a bag pattern that has this inside a gusset. I can't. And I think I own almost every pattern known to man. So I've been looking for one modification, one simple modification to give my my Patreon peeps, and this is it. And it's deep. It goes deep. Look, it goes deep. So you can stick a lot of things in here, and I think that alone makes this a perfect travel bag or baby's bag or just because bag, computer bag. Computer bag and tablet bag is awesome because if you think about it, you don't want your electronics next to something that's sweating. So if you have a separate compartment that could put your drinks in here, and then you can just like, oh, let me put my computer or my tablet in here, it won't get sweat all over it. And just to prove that this is a 15-inch tablet. Just to prove how big this bag is. So I have plans of putting a mesh thing to hold the computer. This bag is massive. Again, it's smushed because Kendall decided to put it inside a Ziploc bag. He's the okay, I have a really good husband. All right, so you know how we all have threads sometimes that hang out after we're done with the bag? He's my de-threader, and he's also my lint roller man. So there is a 15-inch thing. The only problem with his lint rolling is that when he puts them in the bags, he squishes them, and then I have to shape them again. So when we have that, this bag was interesting because I realized how much we do for our bags that other people don't do. So in the back, you automatically assume that these straps are attached to the back. No. They're attached to a hidden zipper pocket. Yeah, you heard me. There's a zipper pocket that's in the back. I decided to use stabilizer in here because the original bag, it was just duck canvas that the straps were connected to. I was baffled for 2 hours trying to figure out how does this name brand company have their backpack straps just attached to duck canvas, and that's it. With the with one cross. That's it. So I changed it. And then I like how they did their bottom of this. That's something else I'm going to teach in this. This is the way they do their straps into bound seams is completely different from everybody else. and I am all about this. And so this hidden pocket is pretty cool because again, if you're doing this for a gamer, a baby bag, or yourself, you have a full-fledged pocket in the back. I decided to put bouncy form in both this and this pocket so that way if you want to have it, a computer or something in here, it'll be cool. But another thing you could put in here as a good selling point is RFD, the scrambler stuff, so that way if someone's going around trying to scan stuff, if you have it in one area, it's going to mess up that whole technology. So I have that. And then last but not least, we have a slide that you can put onto a piece of luggage. Um, I'm really proud of this bag because I cried like 7 times. I had 2 major breakdowns, and I just proved to myself with perseverance and ambition, you can do it. I'm a firm believer anyone can do anything as long as you believe in yourself. That's the key to doing anything, especially in the sewing world. We get so caught up of what he, she, they, them do that we forget that we can do anything too. You could do anything if you just put your mind to it. Um, and believe in yourself. So I think I love this bag now, and I love how the hidden zipper is like there and the hidden zipper's up here because this one fooled my husband. He was like, "Oh, there's only this pocket." I'm like, "No, there's one back here." He was like, "Seriously, I did not know that was a zipper pocket back there." And I absolutely love it. I love it. And so I think what I want to do is to give me time, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach my Patreon peeps certain aspects of different modifications and put them in different bags slowly but surely over the months. And then hopefully we could take the last 2 or 3 months out of the year and make the whole entire bag. So that way I could write out the instructions and feel secure and with the instructions that I'm giving out, but also feel secure that they know how to put in a water bottle. They knew how to put in a hidden pocket. They know how to put in like you just different stuff that is within this bag. This bag has like 7 or 8 different techniques that I have never seen in other bags and that I would like to teach someone. But I don't want to throw it all at once at them because then they'll make the pattern unsuccessful. You will be in the same place as I was wanting to flip over your furniture and Hulk smash everything versus someone table feeding you a little bit at a time so you can appreciate the pattern when it comes to you and you'll be ready. Because the pattern even has unusual bottom gusset. The bottom gusset is different as in that it is smaller in the front, the bottom panel, than it is on the back. And then when you sew it, you have a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance in the back, and you gradually go to a half an inch in the front. This is a very peculiar pattern, and I kind of appreciate that because it's bound, they didn't trim any seam allowances, and I was able to create pattern pieces off of what they had. And that helped tremendously. Finding out the reasons why and keeping notes and everything like that is very interesting. I also found out that YKK zipper is superior because I unpicked that whole bag and that the zipper tape looks like it's ready to go. I'm like, what the hell? It's like it looks ready to go. And again, I'm trying to figure out how their zipper tape is 1.5 inches and not 1 1/4 of an inch. So there, because of that, I had to play around with not having 3/8 of an inch in some areas, in other areas having 1/4 of an inch. It's very peculiar, but I did write everything down, and I do think that I will make this bag again. Thank you. Thank you. The original bag was made out of duck canvas, but the duck canvas was so old. But interesting about duck canvas, the more you wear it, it like whatever body oils that you have on it, it kind of turns it into a wax canvas. I know that sounds disgusting, but it does. It produces this thing because duck canvas is actually naturally water repellent for whatever how they do it. So I was going to Scotch guard it, but I can't find my Scotch guarding kit. That that's the only thing that I'm trying to find this morning immediately because it only takes like 30 minutes to dry. Um, but their duck canvas was well loved, but it kind of reminded me of like a well loved wax canvas or oil canvas. And the original bag was made with that, but the original bag had only 2 pieces that had station, and they used um, foam that we use in cosplay to make like weapons. So it was quite interesting because I've used this that method before in a couple of bags and it works great. But it was interesting to see that they did it and they kept it out of the seam allowance. So this bag can be super domestic friendly, except in certain spots. Because if you're using duck canvas, there once you are putting the zipper panel and the once you put the zipper panel and the bottom panels together, you have one area that is extremely bulky, and it's where the neoprene is. And you're going to either need a hand crank or you're going to need a hump jumper or something to or a walking foot attachment to your machine to get you through it. That is the heaviest part of the bag. Other than that, you're golden. Um, the other part would be definitely the neoprene. The For straight stitch machine, you're gonna need a domestic machine that has a zigzag stitch. Meaning, all of you guys who have the Cellrite that has a zigzag stitch, this is what you've been waiting for. You're gonna need a zigzag stitch, and neoprene is not fun to sew on a straight stitch machine. I can tell you that. Like it is. Woo! It's not fun, but it's worth it in the end. That yes, the EVA foam that they use in cosplay. Not the adhesive one. It is a EVA foam, the one that you use that you heat mold, like if you want to make shields or breastplates or whatever. So the one you can get usually at Joann's, or you normally get them at Amazon too. They're usually made to make like cosplay stuff. This is not the bag that you would want to have adhesive foam at all. I told you the only time I use adhesive foam is very, very few places. I did try to use adhesive foam in the mock-up, and I hate the way it looks. It looks so different from using actual foam. And luckily for you, I have this. This is the mock-up using a regular foam. This is using glue and foam. That there's a time and a place for adhesive foam, but I just think that it's not meant sometimes for um it's not meant for bags sometimes. And I use it sometimes just for mock-up bags, and so I don't have to use good stabilizers. There are some bags that it's absolutely perfect for, but it's not meant for all bags. It's kind of like Decoville Light and Decoville Heavy. It is not meant for all bags. I don't believe there's a stabilizer that's meant for all bags. Only thing I can double down on is like a Shape Flex 101 if you're using cotton. But I'll tell you this right now, that the lining of this bag, there's no stabilizers at all. No Shape Flex 101, none of that. Because you need your cotton to be as thin and loose as you possibly can and have a little bit of stretch so that way it can hold the excess bulk that is the neoprene in the pockets inside of it. And I understood when I took apart that part why they did that. Because originally I lined it and I was not understanding why my lining was not adding up like the original one. And as soon as I removed any of when I remade it and I just did it with the regular one, it's crazy. So I just used for this bag I just used Bouncy Firm in the areas, and I didn't use the foam. But for the black bag, I used I want to say 2M or something really really light. Man, because you can mold that thing like with a light bulb, I swear. And I like the way the black one sits too. The black one's upstairs, I'll get it. But I like the way the tan one sits better, where the bouncy firm was in the seam allowance. I think it gave it a little bit more structure. The duck canvas alone though gives you structure. So it's all about like I'd say all the time, stabilizer are like our undergarments. It can really make or break a bag. You have the right kind of shapewear, you look good in anything you wear. But if you have the wrong kind, everyone's noticing bulges, camel toe, you say it, we got it. So you can have the most beautiful exterior dress on in the world, but if you don't have the right shapewear, it's all for naught. So that's why one of the reasons why I wanted to try and my husband made the name the rotary cutters. Why I wanted to make the rotary cutters, because this year I've had a lot of people ask me and go back to some of the videos that I've made before about stabilization, and I tell them that although those are staple videos, I have changed. And I figured having a platform where I can express when there's new stabilizers, what do I think of them and whatever, I can give more up-to-date advice. Like, I'm waiting to buy Joann's new stabilizers because they are going to be holding their own. They're trying to get rid of all Peltex and Pellon, which is interesting because they're on clearance sale. If you see it, buy it, because they're no longer going to have them in their stores. They want to have everything that's Joann's, and I cannot wait to get my hands on that and play around with it to see what it's like. I love stabilizers and interfacing because I know how important they are. They're more important than your exterior fabric. So you've seen the difference between just two bags having the same kind of duck canvas, but one looks slouchy and crinkly and everything, and it's because it was an adhesive foam. Um, Adhesive foam can shift and crinkle through a birth and just even a flip. And then what happens is when you're trying to smooth it out, it now has that crinkle that now it adheres to. And then on top of it, because it's foam, if you're trying to iron it out, you can melt it and mold it into that shape that it is currently in that state. That's why I'm not a huge fan of adhesive foams. I do use it in some things. Like, there's a couple of things I use it in, like in the Maggie 55 zip around wallet. That's actually one of the things I like to use my adhesive foam with. There's a couple patterns that she has that I have it, but I like the foam that she suggests. It's a person that she suggests in there. It's a lady in North Carolina. Her foam is by far superior than anything else I've used. I have that and the one that you can get at Michael's, and I always reach for hers every single time. So, but I don't use it all the time. So the black one's also duck. Yes. It does fray, but both bags are on there. Once you stitch over with a tight stitch, it kind of just locks in that weft and then warp, and you'll be fine. It just needs that stitch. You can do stay stitches around everything, but the interesting thing about that is it's kind of like a garment. When you put a stay stitch in canvas, it ain't moving. It's not going to spread. It's not going to do anything. It's like you put stabilizer on them. It's very interesting. I don't know if you stay stitches like you do in garment sewing for like sleeves or necklines work just as well as any stabilizer on duck canvas, because it has a tight weft and warp. It's not The weave is not looser than cotton. It's actually more stiffer, and if you know how to do a stay stitch, just it's a straight stitch around it, you'll be fine. Yep, that's what I do too. So, yep, that and I that's what if you guys are basically, if you're my Patreon, they can tell you, this is how I talk to them. This is how our conversations are. And the reason why you probably are like, why is she smiling? Why is she talking to me? This is my bread, like my bread and butter. This is what I love talking about. Because I can talk about the knowledge that I have, and the knowledge that I was taught and my experiments. And I think I get to experiment a lot more than some people because this is my job. And I, like I said, everyone's like, you so fast. With that comes with, I make a lot of bags and I have a lot of errors and a lot of things I need to fix. And because of that, I take a lot of notes and I love to share them. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. That means a lot. So that is what I was doing all day yesterday, was doing the black one. Oh my God, my room looks so messy because yeah, duck canvas is everywhere. I'm gonna have to vacuum my chairs too. I have duck canvas in my hair. I was picking it out this morning. I was like, I have to wash my hair, and my husband's probably gonna flip out as soon as he sees like duck canvas in the shower. It was everywhere. Because the lining in some spots is just regular cotton, but most of the bag, like 88% of the bag, is like duck canvas. But I was still baffled about the crossbody, I mean the backpack straps, I never seen in backpack straps just adhere to one layer of fabric that has no stabilization. I took video of it because I tried to compile a video of what I had, what the backpack looked originally, and how it got to the 2 backpacks, so that way I could put it on Instagram, because I wanted people to see the struggle. Like, I think I thought I can. This was a humbling and a gratifying experience because I was like, "Oh, I can do it," and then because it looked like such an easy bag, I learned a lot, and I also learned that every just because something looks like it's easy, that's probably the most difficult thing about it. It's gonna be a difficult bag. I have done that. There'll be like a little ball of black thread. I'm like, there's a spider, and I'm gonna pass out. And because I'm a basement dweller, I get spiders, and that's the only time you'll hear me scream is if a spider. I normally don't scream, okay? Like it's if I have like headphones on and I'm like jamming to some music and then I'm not paying attention and then a spider comes out, then I'll scream. Normally I'll just like stick a cup or something over and I'll be like, Kendall, and he'll be like, stop sticking cups over spider. That's why I have extra cups. Just stick a cup over it. But like no, yeah, if I'm not paying attention and it catches me off guard, that's when I'm out. So let's see. Let's see. We have so today I have to come I have to come up with like an autobiography, or sorry, a small bio about me. And this is hard. I was doing it last night and that's what I fell asleep with. I had like a pin mark going across my face this morning. I was like, awesome. I have to come up with that. I have to do shots, like headshots. And I'm like, oh my God, I have to actually wear like not like a fun t-shirt. Like I can wear a fun t-shirt, but nothing that can be like, oh, that's Ahsoka, you know? Like, um, so this is gonna be interesting today. And then I also need to clean up my workroom. And then I have a little bit of sewing I'm gonna do tomorrow, but I plan on doing the videos for the different tiers of my Patreon and how they're changing on January 1st tomorrow. So that way I can do the tiers, the writing, and all that. So I can get it done. Oh, because one of the places I'm going to be teaching at asked for a bio, and I was like, yeah, sure, I can do it. I'm like, I'm like, did they watch me? Do they know that I'm a fumbler of words? Okay. I have some stuff written out, but not like everything. So this is going to be interesting. Oh, definitely. I put all the Patreon information on in the links in the on the top, and then I'll put hopefully tomorrow or Christmas Eve, I will have like the new tiers of stuff. So that way everyone can just join and I figure it out. And I'm trying to figure out, I had a lot of fun this year with the badges. I have this theme that I want to do for next year because this year was Camp Novi. I have this weird theme that I want to do like kind of like a boarding school, like Harry Potter thing, but like you don't get anything until that quarter. I kind of still want to do like badges, but I want to do like over the top badges. Um, so like I want to teach people like over the top modifications for each bags. And um I think what I want to do is for each quarter, the first two months of the quarter, you guys vote for the bag you want like we do now, but on the third month, on the last quarter, I pick the bag that I think that you guys will get the most learning out of. Because sometimes I think we're afraid to pick some harder bag because we're afraid to fail. And that's not what my Patreon's not there as a safety net. My Patreon's there to push you to the next level. And you have me to help you, and you have the group to ask questions for. And you have videos that are longer than a normal YouTube video to explore and watch and break down in parts because it my normal YouTube videos are no longer than 2 hours and a half, and sometimes they're just an hour. You're getting anywhere from 3 to 6 hours of contact in one bag, and that's not including like the modification and break down or anything else. So I think that this is the time where I want to, because I hear some people still say, "Oh, I'm an advanced beginner." I'm like, "Dude, you made this bag and it's an intermediate. You're not a beginner." So I know, Julie, I'm trying to work on that too, and I'm really trying to work on that for October and a specific location that you can see the leaves change. And I wanted to come like a day before where we all can go apple picking or something. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me. If there is fall and there's beautiful trees, I want to do apple picking. I don't know. It's a bonding experience, and we can. I mean, we're not gonna probably eat all the apples, but at least we did something. I live in Maryland, so I'm trying to do that too. So I'm trying to do. Hopefully, I'll have more information about like a Patreon retreat. Um, I'm hoping in March I'll have information. Oh, you're PA? Yeah, I'm down there usually once or twice a year for a convention, July and sometimes September. So for a convention, or teaching. So it all depends on which one. So let's get started. We're gonna try Sally Tomato. A perfect little notion to hold your fabric when your pins wait. A perfect little notion to hold your fabrics when you can't use pins. Interesting. Oh, washi tape. Okay, I have washi tape everywhere, so I'm not mad at this gift because like I have Beetlejuice washi tape right here. Every table has this. This particular machine I'm at right now, the 5550N, the plate reads 1/4 of an inch through a half inch, 3/4, and 1 1/4. So for this bag that I was making, it has 3/8 of an inch. So I use the washi tape across it to make the 3/8 so I know where it is. And the reason why I like it because washi tape is also usually transparent no matter what color it is. So you can still see the other marks for the other one. I like doing that. And also, if I have like a 1/2 inch zipper opening, and I don't have, like, I don't have, like, that fancy stitch thing where you could put your perfect zipper, but if I want to, I just put it over the zipper so that way it can stay in place and I can sew over it and I can rip it off. I use washi tape a lot in my sewing for, numerous different things. Um, so I'm here for it. This is actually a really good thing to have because you're right. If you can't use pins, you can use washi tape. It's a light hold, and you can sew over it, and it doesn't gum up your needles. So I have this from a lot of different boxes, but I'm not gonna lie, the Beetlejuice one is my favorite. I don't know. I like Beetlejuice. Yes. Okay. We do the what kind of convention? I do. There's Star Trek conventions and Um, I usually when I get closer to 'em, I usually give out information where I'm gonna go, and you can see. Use painter's tape. Yeah, I use painter's tape, like, usually if I'm cutting out on the silhouette or the brothers. I tape down the edges, and it'll make sure the fabric doesn't move, and it'll cut something really nice and easy. Painter's tape also looks really good too on your table. The only reason why I use this for the measurement is because because I can see the other numbers. So you know how like 3/8 of an inch is right slap ding in the middle of 1/4 and 1 1/2. I can still see the 1/2 without having any issues, and that is important to me because there's some patterns that you have to use that 1/2 inch. Yeah. Oh my gosh, painter's tape on that is painter tape on your Cricut silhouette or brothers is literally life. Okay, so day 22 is a present. I gotta say, I've been enjoying both boxes. Oh, oh, they're little woven tags. Mini Mick Minic Kim Minikins Kim's label. Oh, I like these. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. Okay, I'm a sucker for labels. I will use them in bags just because. I mean, that would have been really cute in this one, the one I just made in the tan one. Handmade just for you. Oh, I made especially for you. I'm a sucker. I love labels and they don't have to have my name on it. I like weird normal labels because sometimes you just want to put something nice in a cute area so when someone reads it, they smile like I don't know. I'm a dork like that. Sometimes with my own bags, I'll put special labels in certain areas, and when I open up my bag and I read it, it makes me smile or giggle or whatever. And I'm hoping that when someone opens up my bag, it does the same to them. Yeah, mate, that's cute. This one is a definitely I might have to put this in the very first bag I make. Handmade in 2025. That is awesome. That has to stay out because that's awesome. Oh my god, this one's so cute. It's one side is a rotary and the other one's a scissor. Okay. Oh, this one is a measuring tape, and then you have the pins and the threader. Oh, those are adorable. You know what these would be good at? You know how like I don't know how many of you guys participate in swaps. Didn't do it this year, but if you do get labels from this premium woven labels from you take this information. If you do swaps, I think that'll be super cute if you make a pouch and it has like a little rotary tag or something and a swap because from sewist to sewist will appreciate that because we use these tools. So I think that's a really cute and sweet gift. I like that a lot actually. I love labels all day. I will not forget labels, but I will forget my name tag. Don't I have no idea. All right, guys, I am about to hop off and I'm going to start writing up my bio, finishing that up and having Kindle go over it. And I forget, yeah, I always forget something. And then yeah, I'm gonna probably clean my room, or I'm gonna do that tomorrow. I haven't decided. Probably tomorrow, and that's it. That's it for today. I hope you guys have a really good Sunday. If you're going out there shopping, please be careful because it's Christmas Eve. People be crazy. You know it. You know it. Everywhere you're gonna go, it's gonna be really swamped. um, and everyone that's cold, I hope you have a nice day and you stay warm. And I will talk to y'all later, okay? Oh, hey, babe, that's Kindle. Yeah. I will talk to y'all later.